let's share some stuff with some people. Make sure I got things proper on my end. Everyone can hear me and see me. This thing, as always, in the freaking way. All right, we can start out with a Q&A, but I don't think we need to. I don't think I've ever told you this, Brooke. Obviously, before we get started, we are still rocking the initiative from within, promote from within, and invite from within high performance human. If you know someone that is interested in the experience that you have had and you would like to invite them, tell them to let us know who referred them. And if you are in high performance human now and your 16 weeks are coming close, we will send you an invite if we feel like it is time for you to up level and get a next level experience and results in high performance human elite. So tonight, I'm going to tell you guys a story. This is something that happened to me, and this shifted my perspective on something that we all know too much about. And it's, it's something that we all have said in the past that we need, or we feel we need, or we believe we need. So before we roll into what that is, I'm going to give you a story of something that happened to me years and years ago. I don't think I've told really anyone on this call this, but it's one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life, especially in my professional life. Like in my coaching career, this is hands down one of the coolest top 3 experiences I've ever had. So in order to tell you the story, I really have to take myself to the day that I first spoke with Andrea, not Andrea, Andrea. And we're talking about why she scheduled a call and what she's looking to accomplish. A lot of things very upfront that we want to start having a conversation, especially something as sensitive as someone that has jumped on the calendar to discuss health and fitness goals or something like that. So when I asked her, like, what do you want to accomplish? What are you looking to accomplish in the next, 16 weeks? She had zero hesitation in telling me exactly what she wanted. And she told me that my husband is deployed and he's returning in 4 months. Like, I know he loves me and he has never asked me to change. And when I'm saying this, I'm sharing this with you right now. I can distinctly remember how much gravity was kind of pulled into this conversation. I distinctly remember the tone of her voice, the look on her face when she's telling me this, because I didn't think this conversation was going to go this way. And she starts telling me about her deployed husband, and I know he loves me and he's never asked me to change. And I wasn't sure where we were going, with this. And she even said, like, he's my biggest fan, but I want to be on the outside, what he sees on the inside of me. I'm not telling you I'm doing this. I want to surprise him when he walks off the plane. I know you can help me, and I want to work with you if you'll let me. Like, I'll never forget that conversation. And honestly, when I think about that, I think about this sometimes, and like the emotional resonance that happens. And I see this lady that's saying, hey, I need help and I want to do this for more than just me. Like I want to do this, for my husband. I want to surprise him like this brand new me. Not trying to save some marriage that's on the rocks, not trying to become something she doesn't want to be. Uh, there wasn't even an inkling of he's made me feel this way and I'm gonna show him that I can do this. Nothing like that. This guy, even after we worked together, this guy just sang her praises and was like, he was her ultimate cheerleader, ultimate. And she had the idea of, I want to go after this. I have every reason in the world to go to work, drop the kids off, go to work, pick up the kids, go home, make dinner, sit down for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and go to bed and do it all again. And then just say, I'm this way because I've got all these reasons. I've got all these excuses. But this lady was like, she came in with a mission, which was a mission that I wanted to be a part of. It wasn't, I just want to lose 10 pounds. It was, I had an experience. It's kind of like she had already programmed her future memory. And she wanted, she was very clear, very distinct on exactly what she wanted. And she said, I'm willing to do what it takes. There's one thing in this situation, and I'm telling you, there's so much gravity in this situation. It was the most intensely desperate call and conversation I had had up to that point as a coach. And this is just 4 or 5 years ago. There's one thing she did not mention on this call, and that thing was accountability. Now, I'm going to be sensitive here when I'm discussing accountability, because we all have a connection to this word and what it means to us. And before I continue, I just want to let some people come off mute and tell me, like, what's good about accountability and what's not good about it. And I know we typically save the chat till the end. We'll still chat after this, but I just want to let you guys talk about this and kind of share what your feelings are before I roll out this presentation.
I have a lot of feelings about accountability.
Bring it, sister.
Okay, so I believe accountability is good because it is something that keeps you on track towards your goals. It makes you very aware of the things you are doing and not doing that are in alignment with the goals. I think the part that can be bad about accountability is that it's the environment that it's happening in. I believe that in some cases things can be said in a tough love kind of way that can be misinterpreted, and then personal feelings are taken into account. And so there has to be a really good understanding of what the mission is, and that nothing that is going to be discussed is something that should be taken personally, and that it should be just a clear, like, point blank, these are all facts. You're either doing it or you're not. And that's what the mission is. But it's gotta be an understanding among everyone that's involved in the accountability environment.
Right. So you're essentially saying that before you can provide requested or required accountability, there definitely has to be a foundation of trust.
Yep. 100%.
Everyone's kind of on the same page as far as the mission.
Yes, and that has to also be reminded as well, because life happens, people get busy, people start coming up with excuses, and so that mission has to be reminded and reemphasized and revisited.
Hmm. Okay. I like that. Uh, does anyone else have any thoughts, ideas, comments?
I've never really felt like I've had to be accountable to anybody but myself. I don't know. I don't like the idea, I guess, of thinking that I need to rely on. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to have somebody else oversee them to be accountable to them. Does that make sense? But like I just feel like you have to have the accountability within yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have a comment about accountability? So I'm gonna share my thoughts on this, and this is someone that is very much aware of the perceived requirement for accountability from a prospect's perspective, and very much aware that uh, people will place the requirement for, well, they require me to hold them, accountable, right? So more of like fitness, nutrition, and accountability coach. I've been called that a little bit. You'll notice I don't call myself that though. Uh, when it comes to accountability, I chalk it up to a few things. Again, like you guys know that I'm the type of communicator that I really enjoy finding that Jenga block. And so instead of like making a lot of passes at this and trying this or that different, angle, I believe that, when I say that or ask the question, like, has anyone ever had to hold you accountable to go after something you truly wanted? Like truly wanted. Wake up in the morning, first thing in your head. Go to bed, first thing is the last thing on your brain. All day long, this thing is just right here. It's at the forefront of your thoughts, of your movements through the day. It's never gone. Maybe this is something like, oh my God, we went and looked at this house. We know we want this place. It checks off all the boxes. I mean, everything we want. We've got space, we've got room, we've got enough room to put both our cars in the garage. We don't have to fight who gets to put their car in the garage. All these things checks off all the boxes. We really want it. We put an offer out on it. Okay, it's been 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours. Like this is, hey, have you heard anything from a realtor? Hey, have you heard any back and forth? This is life right now. This is intense because you want this thing so bad. No one's having to send you a text and say, hey, on the paperwork that you submitted, or you might have left something off. I'm going to send it back to you and just double check it. Okay, you send it back. Look, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this on there or whatever. And the only thing you're thinking is, okay, what's next? What's next? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? I want this thing. This is the thing I want. We've already agreed on this. We've already thanked God for this thing. What else do we need to do? Let's keep this rolling. There's no requirement to make sure, oh, hey, we sent that over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours ago. Just making sure that you got it and that you signed it and all that. No, as soon as that thing hits your emails and bing, oh yeah, open it up, you're submitting everything that needs to be submitted. Obviously, you're buying a house, you're doing this multiple times. But there's no one there that's really holding your feet to the fire. So that's like the house analogy, right? But you can put this in anything in your life. if there is something that you really, really want, and that's why I love the analogy of the heart pounding goal. There is something you think about, can you consider having in your life or becoming or whatever that is, like that actually being your reality. Maybe that's a vacation you're planning. Uh, Maybe that is uh, a car that you want to buy or whatever it is, whatever experience that is. The thought of that being your reality makes your heart pound. That's a heart pounding goal uh, that doesn't require someone to say, hey, did you do that thing to get that thing that you want? Right? That we want something that we know requires a daily investment. It's not difficult to make that investment daily. The flip side of this is when we say we want something that we know requires a daily investment, we're going to require someone else to hold us accountable in making that investment daily. Hey, so-and-so, you didn't log your body weight the last couple of days. What's up? Hey, so-and-so, saw where you haven't followed any of your training program over the last 4 days. What's up? Hey, so-and-so, doesn't look like you've logged your food for the last 3 days. What's going on? Are you sick? Da-da-da. That's not something we do a lot of, but it is the one thing that we'll see when someone starts falling away from or falling out of love with their heart pounding goal. For whatever reason, it typically isn't from, oh, I'm just not seeing results. It's typically from, okay, well, this is changed. Or, you know what, I've got to this point and I can't even believe I'm here. And I know I've set this other goal, like this next level goal, but I'm fine with this. You know, whatever this is. Maybe it's the halfway point from where we started and we both, set out on a mission to go after. And then we found that, you know what, this is fine. Like, I don't want to go any further. I'm just going to kind of hang out totally fine right here. If that is the case, your goals are our goals. But if you're telling us that I want this thing and it freaking makes my heart pound just considering having that experience be my reality, there's not very much accountability that we have to incorporate into your coaching experience. Because you're never going to win a race that you do not want to run. I made a video about this a couple weeks ago, maybe on, it's a reel, I guess. And I had this came straight from a conversation with a client one time that was crushing it. And then about 2.5 months, like, oh, I forget to log my weight. Oh, I forgot to log my dinner. Oh, I forget. Like, what happened? This is definitely like an about face from where we started to where we're at now. And it all really came down to, she decided this really wasn't like, she thought what she wanted was what was going to change her life. And then she just, so you know what? I don't want that thing anymore. I'm fine with this thing. Again, your goals are our goals. And when you're in a situation where you've committed to something and you've told everyone around you, like, I'm committed to this thing, this is what I want, and you don't really want it or you fall out of love with it, well, you have to inform the people around you, one, especially your coaches, like, hey, there's been a change. Like, this has been awesome, but I'm changing. I want a different outcome, a different whatever, right? But if you are watching this and you're someone that has decided to follow a program, some weight loss program, let's say, and you don't really care anything about losing weight, As a matter of fact, when you set a goal, you're like, 15, 20 pounds, that'd be great, whatever. There's nothing heart pounding about it. And you're setting a goal, this arbitrary goal, for no other reason than to appease someone else. Like you're just applying to run a race that you do not want to win and you do not want to even run. And that's fine. But I think when we're in that position, if you're in that position now and your doctor has told you that, hey, you need to lose weight, and your husband or friends or whatever is like, hey, we support you. You want to do this. We're here for you. And it's just not something you're interested in. To be 100% honest, and this is blunt, you need to sit down and have a conversation with your husband, your friends, and your kids and tell them, you know what? I don't really care anything about being a healthy version of me. I don't care anything about, doing what it takes to lose weight, because I don't feel like I'm worth it. And I definitely don't feel like you're worth it. Now, that might sound harsh, but some people need to have that conversation. Not necessarily clients and high performance human, but this is on YouTube and this is free to peeps that want to roll in and dive through all these trainings. If that's you, then I would consider having that conversation. 10, you will never win a race you do not want to be running in the first place. Now, I'll say this. I believe in accountability, 100% believe in accountability. I believe in relentless accountability because you've set a new standard. If you've come into high performance human, you've set a new standard for yourself in your life, and you need to be held to that standard. However, accountability is holding you to that standard. It is not babysitting grown adults. That is not coaching. That is not proper accountability. Proper accountability is me saying, hey, why are you not doing what you say you want to do to get what you say you want? Plain and simple. Like, some people actually believe that paying someone to help them and requiring them to hold their feet to the fire is going to replace the requirement for them to show up daily and do the simple things of hit your nutrition targets, take your steps, hit the gym, follow your training program. It is laid out for you to play it out. Like, we have created your program. Just follow the thing. So again, I don't want to be harsh on this. I want you guys to know where we stand as your coach is to hold you accountable to the standard that you've set to reach the goal, the heart pounding goal that you have, and not to babysit or hold your hand and make sure that you're doing everything you need to be doing every single day, checking in with you. That's not what we're about. That is not high performance human. That's definitely not high performer. All right, let's chat.